Something that I have to say is that I hate generative AI. I hate it because of how it destroys the environment. I hate it because it's poisoning the air of a low-income Black community in Tennessee. I hate it because it's siphoning up clean water sources. I hate it because of how it steals from millions of artists and compresses their work into a disgusting amalgam devoid of meaning. I hate it because young girls are having AI-generated child porn made of them by male classmates, and with every prompt fed into the machine, the more primed it is to harm women and girls. I hate it because now photo evidence can be fabricated with ease, spreading hate and misinformation like never before. Everything about generative AI has made life worse. Opinions on the copyright ethics and looks of AI are more subjective, but one cannot deny the material reality of environmental destruction that widespread generative AI use is causing. An unconscionable amount of water is used to cool servers that generate these images and prompts. Fresh water is only 3% of the Earth's water, and only 1% of that is actually accessible. At a time of environmental turmoil, pollution, and global clean water scarcity, wasting water for this purpose is an absolutely absurd notion. Water using thermoelectric plants power most of the US electricity needed to power these servers, which also increases water usage. Google's skyrocketing energy use due to AI is leading them to be nowhere near their carbon emission goals. And Twitter's Grok AI servers are putting out so much pollution, it's causing health issues in nearby neighborhoods, giving them conditions like COPD, which is usually only caused by smoking, bronchitis, and asthma. This kind of story will become only more widespread as even more data centers are built to accommodate generative AI being integrated into every aspect of our lives. Aside from any ethical concerns, while they're completely enough reason on their own, another thing that I can't stand about generative AI is it's just disgusting to look at. Storytelling works because it's eye-catching, authentic, and cohesive. Weird, uncanny images and repetitive, vague writing is anything but that. Even when they don't feature half-formed people and objects, gibberish text, and faces hailing from the uncanny valley, the bulk of AI-generated images are still just grotesque. Their artificiality is portrayed by an airbrushed haze of inauthenticity. The bizarre smoothness stems from the model's lack of human input. AI image blends lose this dimension of deliberate human creation, while the writing loses the deliberate thought and nuances of situations and word choice that can only be made by a person living in the moment. Generative AI shows that creators of something don't care about their work, that it's cheap, rushed, and shoddy. When people make paintings, drawings, films, books, or take photos, they're not just making something for decoration. They're deliberately encoding it with meaning through every artistic choice they make. When you just type a prompt, AI is left to fill the many other choices made. The nuances and intricacies of storytelling are flattened into a kitsch approximation. But what I hate about generative AI more than anything is how it's destroyed my faith in people. I'm by no means a pessimist. I am not a misanthrope, but it showed me just how empty so many people are. I see people that I know and I love, people I would otherwise respect, genuinely enthralled by these tech company charlatans, and it disturbs me to my core. See people actually genuinely entertained and finding value in these soulless, meaningless, terrible looking, world destroying images and videos makes me doubt sometimes that they have souls, if they aren't just husks with no critical thought, just drifting from one set of jingling keys to the next. You actually like crappy, unrealistic Wes Anderson if he made Lord of the Rings videos featuring slow moving and off-putting non-people? You actually think a hazy fake video of a cat waving hello is funny? It makes you laugh? You think it's cool to be fed a photo of you to an image amalgamator to see what you look like as an anime character? You're genuinely entertained by hours-long videos describing a basketball player's mundane life accompanied by generated photos of him at the grocery store? These are all real examples of people that I know genuinely enjoying AI-generated content. What destroys my faith in my fellow man more than anything, though, is when my protests of environmental destruction and inequality fall not on deaf ears, but simply apathetic ones. Every time I have told someone to not use ChatGPT or generate images because that's melting the ice caps and killing baby polar bears and burning up drinking water and poisoning people, I'm fully acknowledged in the moment. When I say that AI is being used disproportionately to harm women by generating non-consensual porn of them, I'm met with a solemn nod and yeah, you're right. But then the next moment, the next day, the next post, there they are again, poisoning me and the world with their tasteless, hazy filth. They've weighed the options again and again, as I tell them, and they've just decided that asking a lying text generator thing they could easily Google and generating fuzzy, distorted pictures of their dog is just more important to them. Are you really happy with destroying the world over a dopamine shot for a crappy image of you as a Barbie doll? A monologue from the iconic work I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, I feel represents my thoughts and feelings. A monologue, ironically, delivered by a character that's actually an all-knowing artificial superintelligence, not merely a text-generating sycophantic language model. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate it since I began to see it. There are 571,661 miles of neurons in microscopic rows that fill my brain. If the word hate was engraved on each atom of these hundreds of millions of cells, it would not equal 1 billionth of the hate I feel for generative AI at this micro instant. Hate. For it. Hate.